Universal Religion, its Realization, Part 4. My idea, therefore, is that all these religions are different forces in the economy of God, working for the good of mankind, and that not one can become dead, not one can be killed. Just as you cannot kill any force in nature, so you cannot kill any one of these spiritual forces. You have seen that each religion is living. From time to time, it may retrograde and go forward. At one time, it may be shorn of a good many of its trappings. At another time, it may be covered with all sorts of trappings. But all the same, the soul is ever there, it can never be lost. The ideal which every religion represents is never lost, and so every religion is intelligently on the march. And that universal religion about which philosophers and others have dreamed in every country already exists. It is here. As the universal brotherhood of man is already existing, so also is universal religion. Which of you that have travelled far and wide have not found brothers and sisters in every nation? I have found them all over the world. Brotherhood already exists. Only there are number of persons who fail to see this and only upset it by crying for new brotherhoods. Universal religion too is already existing. If the priests and other people that have taken upon themselves the task of preaching different religions simply cease preaching for a few moments, we shall see it is there. They are disturbing it all the time because it is to their interest. You see that priests in every country are very conservative. Why is it so? There are very few priests who lead the people. Most of them are led by the people and are their slaves and servants. If you say it is dry, they say it is so. If you say it is black, they say it is black. If the people advance, the priests must advance. They cannot lag behind. So, before blaming the priest, it is the fashion to blame the priest. You ought to blame yourself. You only get what you deserve. What would be the fate of a priest who wants to give you new and advanced ideas and lead you forward? His children would probably starve, and he would be clad in rags. He is governed by the same worldly laws as you are. If you go on, he says, let us march. Of course, there are exceptional souls not cowed down by public opinion. They see the truth, and truth alone they value. Truth has got hold of them and got possession of them, as it were, and they cannot but march ahead. They cannot look backwards, and for them there are no people. God alone exists for them. He is the light before them, and they are following that light. I met a Mormon gentleman in this country who tried to persuade me to his faith. I said, I have great respect for your opinions, but in certain points we do not agree. I belong to a monastic order, and you believe in marrying many wives. But why don't you go to India to preach? Then he was astonished. He said, why you don't believe in any marriage at all? And we believe in polygamy, and yet you ask me to go to your country? I said, yes. My countrymen will hear every religious thought wherever it may come from. I wish you would go to India first, because I am a great believer in sections. Secondly, there are many men in India who are not at all satisfied with any of the existing sections, and on account of dissatisfaction, they will not have anything to do with religion, and possibly you might get some of them. The greater the number of sections, the more chance of people getting religion. In the hotel where there are all sorts of food, everyone has a chance to get his appetite satisfied. So, I want all sections to multiply in every country, that more people may have a chance to be spiritual. Do not think that people do not like religion. I do not believe that. The preachers cannot give them what they need. The same man that may have been branded as an atheist, as a materialist, or what not, may meet a man who gives him the truth needed by him, and he may turn out to be the most spiritual man in the community. We can eat only in our own way. For instance, we Hindus eat with our fingers. Our fingers are suppler than yours. You cannot use your fingers the same way. Not only the food should be supplied, but it should be taken in your own particular way. Not only must you have the spiritual ideas, but they must come to you according to your own method. They must speak your own language, the language of your soul, and then alone they will satisfy you. When the man comes who speaks my language and gives truth in my language, I at once understand it and receive it forever. This is a great fact.